Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man. I was told that Julian J-Rock Williams doesn't want the Jeison Rosario rematch coming off. I think he had an eye injury, he had shoulder surgery, and that Jeison Rosario wants the Charlo smoke next. Let's talk about it. We back. Goodfella Sports TV. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And that's good news, man. Charlo said he was willing to fight Rosario with or without fans. Rosario and Samson Tulowitzki were his promoter. Didn't sound like they wanted to fight Charlo right away. But it sounds like that's something that they will explore to do pretty much next. And with J-Rock not wanting a rematch, is it solely because of injury, or is it because maybe he don't think it's a good idea to go into the rematch? There was some talks about him possibly splitting with Stephen Bredman. Nothing really imminent or solid on that, standpoint. I don't know, why would he split with him? Obviously, Rosario was a bad matchup. I don't understand why they chose him to fight. You talking about a guy that was really, really big. And what you kind of gotta, when you're a fighter, what you gotta think about is when you a champion and you're a unified champion, people gonna give you their best shot. It's kind of like being an NFL champion, NBA champion. You win it. The next season, that's every team's Super Bowl, or that's every team's NBA Finals. And J-Rock should have understood that this dude was gonna bring his A game, and and it was a bad thing to fight in Philly and train in Philly. I think that's where the mistake began with. When you train and fight in your city, that's never a good combination. He should have went somewhere else. He should have kept the same protocol or the same agenda that he had. He should have went out to California. He should have stayed in the same shitty ass hotel, did the same routine, and kept that. He didn't have an eye of the tiger, not in that fight. He was just happy to fight at home. He was enjoying being champion. He was too comfortable. And what he got was a guy that actually put his head on straight. They said Jeison Rosario was basically in the halfway house. He couldn't eat no outside food. He had to eat the meals that were prepared there. It was basically like jail. He got to go out and do certain things and then come back. He had a curfew. And he took it serious. One guy took the fight serious, another guy didn't. It's not an excuse. It's not. J-Rock just did what a lot of mistake a lot of people make. He got comfortable. He got to the mountaintop and he started eating caviar and he started eating filet mignon and, he got comfortable. He took it for granted. You know what I'm saying? And that's why these dudes take soft touches. But eventually with that mindset, he probably was going to get beat anyway. He probably need this wake-up call. Is it over for him? Absolutely not. It's definitely not over for him, man. But, with him not wanting to rematch, do I say he pussy or no? This dude had a shoulder injury. He had an eye injury. And if he had to do it over again, he probably would have fought outside of Philly. And imagine if this is one thing that nobody talks about, right? And it just came to my head. Imagine if Jerry Hurd took the rematch and fought that J-Rock that night in Philly. Because the same thing happened to Jerry Hurd. He got a big head. Even though Jerry Hurd had multiple title defenses, he got a big head, right? He was above himself. He was feeling himself. They said he was acting different. His old coach said he didn't want to train like he should have been training. And, he had a hometown fight, probably trained in his hometown, and the same results. J-Rock didn't learn from the teacher and Jerry Hurd. The very next fight, the same shit happened to him. And then on top of that, he blasted Jerry Hurd for not taking the rematch. He blasted him for not taking the rematch. And look how God works. Look, whoever you believe in, the higher being, look how it works. The very same situation happened to J-Rock. Fought at home, trained at home, got his ass beat at home. Difference is Jerry Hurd finished on his feet. J-Rock finished on his back. But you live and you learn, and this only makes for a better comeback story for the Philly kid. He got the skill. No doubt about it. But it's funny how it all works out. Had he fought Jared Hurd that night, maybe Hurd, even with Ernesto, Hurd would have came back and won. But Hurd was a ticking time bomb to begin with. He was a ticking time bomb to begin with. He need to switch some things up. You ain't heard much from him. He probably in the gym just working on things, trying to get technically better. But I do think Coach K, think his name, that he with now, he does need to not try to make that dude into a boxer. Let him still fight with pressure, but show him how to roll. Show him how to slip shots. You know what I'm saying? Put some Chavez, some Duran on. Show him how to fight with aggression. You would not take shots, but roll with shots and, slipping shots a little bit. Don't try to make him an outside fighter and shoot behind the jab. He is what he is. His DNA says he's an aggressive fighter. Show him how to rip the body. Show him how to put people in a position with the jab to the chest and the double jab. And, that's kind of how he need to fight. That's why I thought Robert Garcia was a great coach for him, because Robert would have taught him how to roll. He wouldn't have completely tried to change him. And what that coach is trying to do is trying to change a turtle into a hare. And it's, it's not going to happen. They have to just take his style and tweak it to where it's good for him. Do what Madonna did. He still was pressured. He just added little wrinkles to his game. And if Harry learned to slip, weave a little bit, jab, double jab, jab to the chest, he just learned a few things. Learn to get on his toes a bit. Still keep him moving forward. And you always want to have the ability to keep moving backwards, to move backwards. So they still need to move backwards just in case he ever need to move backwards on the back foot. But they need to teach him to be aggressive and come forward, rip the body, and just stay aggressive, in my opinion, man. But hey, other than that, man, Rosario, he won it. I heard it from PBC, he won it. Charlo won it. So I don't know if they want to do that without fans or with fans. And, would that fight generate money regardless or generate fanfare regardless? I don't think so. Most people don't know who Jeison Rosario is. And it's a lot of casual fans who don't know who Jermall Charlo is. And a lot of people don't realize that. So that's a fight that could be done without fans. That's a fight financially that could be done on Fox or maybe a Showtime budget, So that's a fight that can't happen with or without fans. Nobody going to fill up the arena to see that fight. The biggest fight at 54 is Tony Harrison, promotional-wise, like somebody said in the chat yesterday, is Tony Harrison and Jermall Charlo from a strict, it's already been built up on that platform, on Fox. That's a huge fight with them talking trash and them building that promotion, them being 1-1. Rosario and Charlo wouldn't have that fanfare one, but they fought again and they put on the classic like I believe they will put on the classic. You got Charlo, who kind of abandoned his defense and left it with Ronnie Shields. You got Rosario, who kind of reinvented himself by being dedicated to the game. And, he reinvented himself by taking the shit serious. And now he reaping the benefits of it. He taking shots better. He polishing up his game. So if he don't get complacent, if he don't get the Jared Hurd or J-Rock syndrome, which the previous two champions before him who hold those two belts, the Super WBA and IBF, they got that. That's their downfall was. But Rosario won't be fighting at home, right? Hopefully Rosario keep the same routine that he had for the J-Rock fight and don't give a big head and don't think he bigger than the team. You still only as good as your coach and your team, your strength and conditioning coach, your nutritionist, all that. You still is only good as them. So in my opinion, I think he should continue to follow his routine. And if he's going to stay aggressive, and fight like he did, that's the ticket how to beat Charlo, is keeping pressure on him. If he can, evade Charlo big 1-2, and he can keep that pressure on him and keep him on the ropes, that's how Vinance gave him some trouble. That's how, guys that had success, Julian Jackson's son, John Jackson, gave him trouble. Just stand on him. Charlo can't handle when you throw like 3 or 4 punches at him. He kind of, and you move him back, he forget how to fight. He drops his guard. So if he able to keep that pressure and put that stick on him and look and get away from that big 1-2, Rosario will have a ton of success in this fight. If he able just to keep the pressure on Jermall Charlo, keep him, back him into corners, You know, and I don't think Charlo's fought, other than fighting his brother, I don't think he fought an opponent that's bigger, as big as Rosario neither. So, you know, he got to keep that pressure on him, on Charlo. Double jab, jab, keep that pressure on him. And you know what? When you get him on the inside, touch the body. That's something people don't do with Charlo. Touch that body. If the chin is golden, if the chin is granite, you know, the rule in boxing is touch the body, touch the body, touch the body. And then, you know, you start working upstairs. So he got a good chance. He got a style to beat Charlo, as if he could take the punishment. And if his win can match Charlo win. But when you got somebody with good stamina like Charlo and a good jaw, the ticket is to the body. You got to just take that chance to go to the body. That was the difference between Harrison and Charlo. The difference was Charlo touched the body. It slowed Harrison down. It made him, you know, tired. It made him have mental lapses, and he caught him, right? So Rosario got to do the same thing to Charlo. Touch the body early and often. You know, keep that jab in his face, double jab, touch the body, and then, you know, just keep moving him backwards. If you keep Charlo on the back foot and don't let him move forward, you're probably going to beat him 9.9 times out of 10. But if he on the front foot pushing Rosario back, and that's what he need to do, he should be able to probably knock out Rosario. You know what I'm saying? But Charlo is a big 1-2 puncher. He can come back with the left hook, but his shots don't flow. But Rosario ain't one of those fighters that can slip, you know, roll, slide, you know what I'm saying? Or he going to punch with Jermall. He got to do what Tony Harrison did in the second fight. You know what I'm saying? The way to beat the Charlo twins is to outbox him like Tony did in the first fight. But also a way to beat that Charlo twin, Jermall Charlo, is to keep him on the back foot. Don't let him come forward. He always had a problem with fighters and with pressure fighters, man. You can outbox him on the outside, and you can get him on the inside. But for him to be honest, just be yourself. If you can move Rosario back, double jab, you know, it ain't gonna be no change in him. He's not gonna flow with shots. None of Derrick James fighters let their shots flow and just let them flow. They all, you know, boom, boom, 1-2 shots. That's it. And if you punching at them, they'll cover up and they'll throw a desperation counter shot. That's it. When Errol Spence, you know, timed Sean Porter with that, whatever it was, the right hook or the left, whatever the hell that was, he dropped him with, that was a desperation shot. That wasn't calculated, because if it was calculated and pre-planned, and that's something that he can do on a regular basis, Sean Porter would have been clipped. He probably would have hit the canvas 2 or 3 times in that fight. Easy. 2 or 3 times, easy. So they don't let their shots flow. You know what I'm saying? They ain't letting them shots flow. They just coming with 1 or 2 big shots. And if you're lucky, a third big shot. And it's probably going to be the 1-2, the left hook. You know what I'm saying? But for him, I would drop the jab to Rosario's body and maybe come over the top with the right hand. That's what I would be setting up. You know, not just to the solar plex, the chest area. If I'm putting in a wrinkle in there, I'm probably jabbing to Rosario's body. All that body there, I'm jabbing, and I'm coming over the top with the right hand. I'm just not coming down the pipe with the straight 1-2. I'm throwing a twist there. You know, I'm jabbing to the body, and I'm setting the right hand over the top. When those hands drop, right hand over the top. He gonna need to rip, you know, Rosario's torso up too. He has to throw some body shots and just treat him like Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Rip the body, you know, a little bit. You know, and try to get that left hook in exchanges. But I tend to always favor the more experienced and the more seasoned fighter. And I tend to favor Jermall Charlo in this fight. Maybe via stoppage, maybe a knockout, drag-out decision. But the thing about it is Rosario got a really good style to really, you know, if he could take Charlo punch, he got a really good style to beat Charlo. And I think it's going to be a junior middleweight classic. But just right now, without doing the film work, I probably would favor Jermall Charlo. You know, just I'm kind of comfortable with that. But maybe I'll kind of watch the film and see a little bit different. But, you know, Charlo, a guy that really ain't fought nobody in this division. You know what I'm saying? And even if he beat Rosario, it's still like you still don't have that marquee fight. You know, he did fight Rosado, Demetrius Hopkins back in the day. You know, he did fight John Jackson, who was whooping on Andy Lee when Andy Lee came down to 54 for a minute, but then got knocked out. You know, Charles Hatley, he really ain't done much. He was a good amateur. Austin Trout was past his prime, but it wasn't one of his best performances. You know, he really still ain't got that marquee fight. And I don't think that marquee fight at 54. He beat up Lubin. People see that as premature. So I don't really think, you know, people see that marquee fight for him. 160 is probably going to be where he got to fight a marquee fight. And his marquee fight was going to be Jerry Hurd. But they were saying, you know, it was coming out his camp that Jerry Hurd didn't want to fight him because they said Charlo was on the sauce, so on the juice. But let me know what you guys think. I felt this was one of my better videos in a long time. Hey, but hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links in the description. If you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is to share the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. One time for the one time we gone.